Okay then. Oops. What's happened here? Well, hi folks, Dennis here. Hope you're having a great day and a good evening, and welcome from my home, my studio here in Staffordshire, the UK. So, how's the world been treating you today? Can you let me know if you can hear me, please, folks? I would appreciate that. I'm just trying to get things sorted out here. I just need to now to obviously try to go to YouTube and see if it's on there. This is all new to me tonight, streaming to Facebook and to YouTube, so hopefully it's going to be there, and any messages in YouTube. Yeah, so it's there on YouTube, and which is quite good, and it's there on Restream. So Lorraine Parks, Karen Durhor, D. Eccles, Lauren Parks, Julianne Ainsworth, Sherry Corkin, and thank you very much for coming. And of course, Michelle Claire Bennett. Oh, welcome, folks. Thank you very much. Let me say you're all on Facebook, aren't you? So that's good. Is anybody on YouTube that can put a message on YouTube? Well, hi. I think I would just say something. Hopefully, if I can do it, you know, trying to talk, say something there. Okay, fine. I'm trying to say something, but maybe I'm putting it in the wrong place. Hi there. That doesn't want me to type. Oh, there. So there. So Has it come up there? Has it come up on YouTube, on Facebook? Yeah, it's good. So basically, I can now get them in from. That's fine. That's brilliant. That love it a bit. So, you okay? Working fine. Brilliant. Thanks, folks. I appreciate that. Just give me a few seconds to sort the stuff out here. Would be really, really nice. So I can just because it's not new to me. This YouTube streaming, Facebook as well, going through Restream. So it's quite good actually, and I can actually tell how many people are actually viewing on different platforms. So that's really good actually. Talking about platforms, oh my God, what is the World Health Organization doing? Talk about that platform. Wow, in league with China, in league with Gates. Oh, I'll tell you what, don't get me going. Just don't get me going tonight, because it's been a week of me just being exercise, keep the immune system up, eating the right food, drinking the right stuff, and exercise on my bike. So it's been really, really interesting to keep the body fit, keep the mind active, and don't get sucked in to the news, the BBC, the ITV, the crap they're giving us. They are really contradicting themselves, and there's something I read a while ago that, don't worry, we'll be back to normal. What? But why do we want to be back to normal? Do you want to be back to normal in the world we're kind of just escaping from? I don't want to be back to normal. Do you want to be back to normal in the way that the 1% or 2% majority have got all the world's wealth basically, and they're trying to put us back on the dungeon walls in chains again? I do not want to go back to normal. We have got a brilliant chance now, a brilliant chance to move forward and to do everything right that we are supposed to be doing. We really have. I'm just trying to turn the volume down because I can hear the things coming in here. We've got a brilliant chance to strike forward for ourselves and for brothers and sisters and for mankind as well. But I'm privy to quite a lot of information coming from upstairs and coming from different parts of the world by really in tune spiritual people. And I've got a very close friend of mine who's been meditating for must be 40 years. Her meditations are absolutely unbelievable, and the stuff she's receiving and giving to me, and says, check that out. I said, so why are you giving it to me? She said, because her upstairs crew, I said, give it to Denis, share it to Denis, because he put it out there. It's like, so there's a two-way conveyor belt here. My friend is receiving it from her team, which is phenomenal. She's digesting it, seeing and doing research, and then giving it to me. I'm integrating it, digesting it, doing research, and I'm putting it out to you people. It's like saying, all we can do is give you stuff that we have digested, integrated, research. Even my friends my sister in Florida is giving me stuff, sending me stuff, which is phenomenal. And it's like saying, well, there's one circus over there, there's one circus over here, and they've all got conflicting views. So which one do we believe? Well, basically, you know what, folks? We have to understand it ourselves. We have to take this information in ourselves, digest it, integrate it, kind of churn it out and think, does that fit? Does that fit? And this unprecedented time here that we're going through in this world is for us as human beings to change. It's for us to come together as a sin army of love and wipe everything in front of us away. Because that's what a sin army does. It gets affected by the electronic plates and stuff like that. I think that's what you call them. The counsel are not here yet. When they do, you know they're here. This is me having an event, which is quite good. And then it ripples up, this power ripples up from the ocean bed, goes all the way up to the surface, through the surface, and this power that's generated, then it surges along and pushes the waves. And the waves, when they hit land, they take everything in front of it with it. They wash it all away. We need that now as love. We need that now as compassion for ourselves. And we need it for Mother Earth, because would you believe Mother Earth is one of the lowest vibrational forms in the galaxy. Say that again. Mother Earth, as she is now, with the human inhabitants, that is us, are one of the lowest forms of intellect on or in the universe at this moment. And it's our job to pull Mother Earth up and ourselves to a higher intellectual state, so we know about the fourth, the fifth and the sixth and the seventh and the eighth dimension. Because if we don't, what's going to happen, folks? There's going to be another Atlantis, but it with the Earth won't be just one period of Atlantis. The Earth has got to survive, and we have got to help it. We have got to be the custodians of it, but we've got to start on it ourselves first and foremost. We have got to gather the information and don't get sucked into the past, and strive now with the technology. And if the technology is not serving us, we have to dismantle it, because it's not there to be used against the human race. This is how Atlantis went down. It used its technology, it used the crystals. They formed machines that actually crippled Atlantis. Do you want that here, not in England, but do you want this in Europe, on the continent? Do you want the whole world to be crippled? Do you want another ice age? Well, the job's yours. If you don't want it, then there's a job waiting for you to enroll, and that's to be the human being you're supposed to be that explorer, to actually go to the mountaintop and say, right, that's where I want to go. The mountaintop of belief, the mountaintop of understanding, to move forward. We've got to do that, all of us. We can't just sit back now with this virus that's affecting us. Look at the countries that have been affected. Look at the country that's supposed to have started it. Look at that, trying to get world domination. Where does that end? Do they want to put us back into capture again? In the old age, in the Iron Age and the Stone Age, in the 1820s and 19s? Do they want to put us back so that they can have control? And this is what it's all about. Those who want control of us will come out. They'll be forced out the shadows, like Trump is doing in America. He's forcing those people out now. He's playing third, fourth, fifth dimensional chess, where they're only playing second dimensional chess. This is what we need to do ourselves. We need to play chess with those who want to hoodwink us and put us back on the dungeon wall. And it's up to us. Because if we don't do it, nobody else would do it. Do you think God, when we use that word God, guidance on demand, God, or let's use another word, source, energy. Do you think source, energy, do you think God is bothered what we do here on this earth? I'll tell you he's not. What he's bothered about is the world, the evolution of the world. The evolution of the world. The world is floating in a cosmic body with all the other planets in it, solar systems, galaxies. They're in a cosmic body of divine God, whatever you call. So we're in this force field, but we're probably the lowest vibrational energy in this force field. So we've got to bring ourselves up to a higher force field. We don't need to be the lower one anymore. And we are the human beings here are causing it by, you know what? The way we think, the way we feel, the way we act, the way we talk to people, the way we murder people. Okay, we all know there's no death, but everything's got to be accounted for. Everything. Isn't it amazing that we have this coronavirus now and governments are trying to falsify the records? They're trying to say, even if you not die from coronavirus, they're putting it on coronavirus here in England, and they're being pulled to task about it now. The politicians are running a little bit scared now. I'm just waiting for the council to come in, but they just stood here saying this needs to be said. In other words, one has chose to close their eyes and stuff their fingers in their ears, but it's still out there. When you open the eyes and take your fingers out, it's still there. So basically, everybody's got to be aware of what is happening. Your government is playing a waiting game. The UK is playing a waiting game. It doesn't want to spend the money. There's a reason for this. You have to look into it. I cannot give it you all because they're not giving it me all now. They're feeding me now. And I'm waiting for them to feed me. They're covering up the many deaths. They're covering up the many deaths. This is what they're telling me. It's not as straightforward and as simple as what they're saying. Now listen to the politicians when they won't answer the questions that are being asked by the journalists who are in the know, and some are being paid by the BBC to ask the questions that are not really intrusive, that are not really hammering the point home. Have you ever watched a journalist properly who wants to get the point home? They are like a dog on a bone. They won't let go. They hammer the question in until the recipient has to answer. We need proper journalists. We need proper journalists who are not scared of their losing their job or their money or their privilege. This is what we need. We need other people, light showers, way showers. We need thousands of David Ikes and Magenta Pixie. We need all these people to come together. So there's a sin army of understanding, of anti-depression, anti-oppression. There's a sin army of get us out of this jail free. You know, put a post on my Facebook page and it's Have You Heard the Drums Beat? It's from Les Miserables and it's absolutely brilliant. The singing and actually the words that the council have brought through. It's about slavery, it's about mankind. How there will be an accountable form coming soon. We are so close to the tipping point, we really are. Let's look at it like a seesaw. Let's put a kid's seesaw, how it tips up and down. At the moment, you've got us here, the way showers, the in tune people, the nice people, the ones who are going along who need a happy life. You might call us sheep, but we're not actually. And then you've got the ones who are controlling us here, right? There's not a lot of them, but there's a lot of us down there. So they are elevated. They are elevated in finance, in wisdom, no, not say wisdom, but in whatever they're doing, they're safe at the moment. So as we learn to love ourselves, as we learn to come back on the planet when we pop our clogs and we come back, more in tune, more awake, more alive, what we do is we then start to go to the middle of the seesaw. We start to go to the middle of the seesaw, so then this starts going down, doesn't it? Then the privileged ones start going down. So we are then becoming more in tune and they are becoming less in tune because there's more of us and less of them. This is how we get it back. We have to realise that there's a seesaw and this moment it's out of balance because we are down and they are up, but we can change that. We can all come together. This time has not got, it's not got to be thrown away. There's a reason why. Do you not think that somebody or something bigger than Bill Gates. Just think about this properly. I'm going out on a limb here. Do you not think that divine intelligence might have put something in someone's thought pattern who's not got a good intentions for the human race? Do you not think that divine intelligence would not use that person or that organisation to tip the balance, to do something which is dramatic against mankind, so mankind rises up against it? Think about that. There's got to be a pinnacle point in all things where we get our asses off the chairs and we do something about it. It's all right posting things everywhere, preaching to the choir, preaching to those who know. But you've got to get out there. You've got to be purposely. You've got to know what you're talking about. You can't just go out there because they look at you and think, where have you got your information from? Oh, you've got to sit in meditation. You've got to gain that knowledge. You've got to understand it. You've got to be careful of your words and your deeds because you'll be judged by it. I will be judged by this tonight, and other people are being judged by what they're saying and how they're saying it. But people don't know the true story of how people devote their lives to bringing the truth and bringing the proof at this time. And there are lots of way showers, lighthouses being called forward at this moment to do their individual job. You know, somebody said something which made me laugh. They said, why is there a coronavirus? Can't we just knock it out the ballpark? So I said, yeah, we can do actually. So I said, why? So this person said, well, there's so many middle-aged women with crystals. Surely they know what they're doing. That just made me laugh. That just made me laugh. Yeah, maybe we should get all the crystals, bring them all together, have a pyramid, and then use that crystal energy to direct it. I'm only shooting the fat here, right? But isn't it? You've got to see the funny side, but you've got to be awake as well. We cannot and we must not lose this opportunity and go back to being normal. Oh, in normal times, everything will be okay. Stuff the normal times. There will be no normal times. We will not return to normal again. Never. Never in the month of Sundays in this world. We will not return to normal again. So you cannot give your human privileges up. You cannot give them up. You've got to be there. You've got to be standing in your power and saying, no, I do not consent. You've got to say, no, you do not consent. You have to be the sovereignty. You have to claim your sovereignty. Because you're here on a job, and some of you, like me, were the first wave showers on this planet. And we're here. We're still here. We've not passed on. Though we're still doing our job. We've still got a job to do. And you've got a job to do who are listening now. Because you won't be listening. Okay, there'll be thousands of people not listening. Thousands of people will be doing other live streams or having readings or having tarot card things or gonging or stuff like that. But if you're here listening to this, then it's great. You're going to have an understanding that if you're not off the planet, then your job, your mission is not over. And if you don't know your mission, give me a call. Give me a ring. I'll help you find it. Okay. Got that off my chest. See what's happening. Well, let's see who's here now. I have a house full. Okay, fine. Procrastinating. God, what's that? I'm just don't know what I'm doing here, folks. Just give me a second. I put it in the middle, so spoil my good looks, but I don't care. Anyway, so do you have any questions to ask? Let me know. Let me know. Got any questions? Question: why do you feel Trump is on top of anything? Okay, the reason why I feel Donald Trump is, I won't say he's on top of everything, but he's steamrolling. He's a light worker. And we have to understand that. He probably doesn't know himself, but he's a light worker. He's the best one for that job at this moment. For he is draining that swamp, and that swamp is full of alligators. Nowhere in the world that I have seen, and I've been around for quite a long time now, that there's two parties, and one party is dead against Trump. They want to impeach him because he's trying to make America great. Now the other party, they're selling America off to different countries. Have a look yourself. See what's going on. Give the man a break. He's a light worker. He's the same as you and I. We come in different degrees, and we're here to do a different job in different towns, cities and countries to the best of our ability. Some might be a light worker by just giving somebody a piece of advice or giving a meal to somebody. That's what it's all about. It's about how do we understand our job. Well, you understand your job because you have the chance to sit in meditation, and then when you sit in meditation, your soul, your intuition connects to your higher self. Your higher self goes to another higher self, and it's continuous until you tap into that source energy. And that source energy is where you're from. Doesn't matter where that source energy is now, right? It just matters you are source energy, and your own understanding of potential, a part of potential of who you are and how bloody good you are, but you've forgotten about it. It's time to take your cloak off, look in the mirror and see the light in you, and then produce that light forward. Speak the light, be the light, and bring it towards other people. And that's what Trump is doing. Okay, sometimes he has a brash manner, but don't we all? I have a brash manner. Sometimes people say you can't say that. Well, I've said it. Tough, get over it. I also have a great sense of humour. And upstairs said, Dennis, never lose your sense of humour, because we can work with it. We can work through it. We work with it, around it, underneath it. We can work with a sense of humour, because you see the funny side. But then when you're serious, people say, wow, this is different. Well, this is where we are, folks. We're in for a roller coaster of a ride, and we cannot be scared. I would say, have a change of underwear and don't be scared to change them, because you will need some clean underwear, because what is about to hit will hit fast, hit serious, and we will not know what is hitting until it absolutely hits. Because if it was brought out into the mainstream, if it was brought out into the public arena, there will be people, organisations, fronts trying to stop it. Someone said to me the other day, said, well, your conspiracies and all this and all that, why is it not in the main news? Why is it not in the main news? Why is it not the BBC talking about it, the ITV talking about it? I said, you think they would? They're puppets for a different organisation. So we have to turn the news off. We have to form groups. We have to come together as little bundles of groups, then move into a bigger group. This is what we've got to do, folks. Now, if you think I'm cuckoo, fine. Switch off and go on to somebody else. But if you think I'm right, let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Ask a question, because that's what we're here for. They're here to motivate me. I'm passing their motivation on through me with my words to colour their pictures to motivate you. I hope I'm doing the right job. Let me know. Are you motivated? Will you be doing something tomorrow? Have you changed the way you're thinking? Are you changing the way you feel about life? Are you standing up for your sovereignty? Are you? If the answer is yes, let me know. If it's no, then I don't know why you're here. Listen to me then. Let me know, please. Wow. Would you believe I've been talking for nearly 27 minutes? It comes so easy when I'm tapped into a different divine energy. You ought to see me during the day. Sometimes I won't say a word to anybody because I'm thinking and I'm watching and I'm understanding, I'm downloading. You know, I read different things about people downloading and having downloads, and I said to my team, what about me? Why can't I feel the downloads? I said, Dennis, you've been downloaded since you were 30. So you're used to it. You don't understand you're downloading, except when you wake up in the morning and you know what's happened because you're actually talking about it as you're becoming consciousness. You're actually aware of what you're saying, how you're saying. How many times have you woke up motivating other people who were not there? That's because you've been motivating them while you've been out of the body. And you come back into the body with that memory and with that motion. It's still fluid within you. It's still going. It's still got this dynamic understanding going through you. And this is what you're doing, folks. You're listening to this now. When you're taking it all in, hopefully. So maybe tonight you'll talk about it. You might post something on here. You might share the video with people. That's it. If you can, share this video now. Share it live on Facebook, on YouTube. I see there's not many people in YouTube because no one's put a YouTube comment up. Comment. That's it. A comment. So that's great, isn't it? I take all this trouble to go to YouTube and there's no one listening. No one there. In fact, I think there's only 2 people watching on YouTube. That's it. Can't believe it. 2 people. What is the use of being here? It makes me laugh, doesn't it? Makes me laugh. Anyway, so you want to come in on Skype? Anybody can come in on Skype, that's fine. You look for Denis Barnes as a Skype contact. Send me a request. I'll bring you in. You can come on camera. We'll have a natter. Anything you want to talk about. Well, not anything. Along this general to what we're talking about. So, David asks, is he setting up his camera for tonight for the meter shower? Is there any relevance to the shift? I'm asking a question, and the reason I go quiet is I'm waiting for the answer. There is a relevance, but it comes in many dimensional forms. There is a cosmic awakening, and as the cosmic awakening happens, there are ripples from the universe. And as there are ripples from the universe, you might say there is an after effect, a shock wave. And the shock wave then propels objects into different arenas and into different trajectories they're talking about. It is a sign, it is a good sign, that beyond the scope of human eyesight and understanding at this moment, there is movement in what you call your heavenly dimensions. So yes, there is a relevance. And if one can capture anything on camera, view it a few times in slow motion, and then meditate on what you've seen in the darkness, in peace and quiet, and ask what it means to you. That's the relevance of it. A meteor strike, a fireworks strike, means different things to different people. It all depends where your consciousness is and your level of understanding and acceptance. Have no filters, because when you have filters, the information cannot come to you because you filter it out not knowing about it. So if it comes, write it down. If something else comes, write it down and then reflect on it in time and you see there's a pattern, and the pattern will always show you the bigger picture. Okay, so that's the answer to that question. So, yes, the media is run by the cabal. Yes, that's right. We're not going to find out properly about that until we kind of strike home for ourselves. We're not going to find out about that. We'll be led, we'll be guided, we'll be led. It's like being a horse led to water. But does it drink it? No. So we have to start doing it ourselves. Or if you don't do it, what do? You sit at home. You work on yourself. You forget what's happening in the outside world. Because if you sit at home and you meditate and you're peace and quiet, you attract all the energy to you. Because like attracts like. And if you're a spark of light, you will attract another spark of light. And then as you attract that spark of light, you become a bigger spark of light. So you attract a bigger spark of light. Do you see what I'm talking about? You become bigger because of what you're thinking and feeling and attracting. Because it's attracted to you, always. Okay. Well, someone's disagreeing with me. Fine. You've all got your own way of thinking. I'm just giving you my point of view. If you disagree with me, fine, no problem. I ain't going to beat anybody up about it. So, any other questions, folks? Remember, we're only seeing part of the story. We're only seeing what people want us to see unless you do your homework. Unless you are not bothered about other people, about what they think and what they say about you. They're not. So it's entirely up to you. If you take somebody else's point of view on and it upsets you, why take the point of view on if it upsets you? Why do it? Why take their point of view on? If you think your point of view is right and you learn by it and you understand it, keep that until you want to change it, until you're enlightened. I will keep my point of view until I'm enlightened more than I am now. I'm not perfect. I'm not powerful. I'm just trying to understand what this world's all about, trying to understand my Council of 12 coming in, the human daffodil of mankind and the collective of one consciousness. Well, it's changed. Because I've opened up, I realise that there is something out there that is far bigger, greater than myself, has a phenomenal understanding that I'm trying to understand more about. And sometimes, I might make a right pig's ear of it, but it doesn't matter because we're all learning. Rome wasn't built in a day. It was built in 3 days. I've got 2 days to go, if you follow my drift. So we're all in it together. Everybody's point of view is respected. And this is why the world's got to where it is now. Because people didn't respect our point of view. And because they didn't respect our point of view, they killed, they murdered, they raped, they put us on dungeon walls, they took our money, a secret society was born, how to control mankind. And that's where we are now. We are taking that secret society down brick by brick. And we're showing them from what they are. And they can't hide anymore. But if we back off, if we take our foot off the pedal, off the accelerator and put the brakes on, think we've done enough? No. That's when they increase their endeavours because we've stopped our endeavours. We've got to be always on point, always looking, always asking questions, always. People ask questions to me, I ask questions to them. If they don't tell me, fine. I'm not ready for the information. They told me years ago that I will be doing something like this, but I didn't know what. And I just said, okay, fine, when the time is right. Well, the time is right. The time is right for you as well now, folks. Time is right for you to understand more of who you are, where you're from, what you're doing here, and how to do it better, if you don't mind me saying that. If you mind me saying it, fine, put a comment in there. But I probably just ignore it because it's my point of view. I hope that helps. Any more questions? Yes, we do make ourselves sick. It's like, because it's old energy, it's stagnant energy. If you eat stagnant old food, what happens? It makes you sick. Thoughts are poisonous. Food is poisonous. Meat, in a way, meat is poisonous. It's dead flesh. So there's a time when we will be able to, if we go that way, which I think we will, we'll be able to, all of us, stop eating meat. So the animals can have a different understanding on a different vibrational energy planet, that we can then start eating fruit and becoming a fruitarian. And then what happens? You're a vegetarian, a fruitarian, then a breatharian. You live by air. You live by breathing. People have tried that and they've died because they've not changed their whole way of thinking, the whole way of living, the whole way of transmuting the old energy from what they were to what they want to be. Living on fresh air is possible. Research it. Breatharians, research it. But you've got to change everything about you. You can't just stop eating, boom, 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 boom. There's got to be a gradual easing of the way we feel and think on the third and fourth dimension, and bringing the higher dimensions, which would allow us to harness that energy out of the atmosphere we call prana. That's where we're going if we allow ourselves to be that way. You know, we are the least educated people in the planetary system, though upstairs have told me. And this shift now is for us to come together as one to raise the vibration of the earth. Okay, they're the ones who were dying through this virus, but if it wasn't their karma, they wouldn't go. They're still beyond the planet. Individual karma is still relevant no matter what you think. So is country karma. China has got a lot to pay for in time. England, America, think about this, folks. England ruled the world many, many years ago and did some what you may not nice things to other countries who've repaid them back, right, with karma. That's why England is not so powerful as it was. America, they've done things and they're getting the karma back, but they're seeing it in a different way. So once everything works out, the karma will be balanced to a point, except what we do in this point. What we do now is still karma related. So we have to shift our vibration. We have to raise it very, very high. We have to be 100,000 watt bulb instead of a 50 watt bulb. Because if you did something when you was a lower vibration, like a 50 watt bulb, basically when you rise yourself to 1,000 watt bulb, you're higher than that vibration here that you did before. So your karma is kind of electrocuted. You don't have to work for it, but you got a higher vibration. And what's happening with countries at the moment, they're not higher in the vibration, so they are reaping the karma that they sowed many, many lifetimes ago or centuries ago. So we have, as human beings living in different countries, have got to help with that country karma, all of us. Okay. Interesting. Astrology. Why do you think we're born under different star signs? Why do you think we're born in different houses? Well, for me, we have to be born under a different sign, and our job is not to be influenced by the planets. Our job is to become God, self, soul realized, so the planetary pull does not influence. That's my understanding. I've had this understanding for many, many years. I am not my physical body. I have a Scorpio stamp, astrological Scorpio stamp. My planet is Pluto, supposed to be very powerful, but doom and gloom as well. So we're here to go through our planetary dependency. We're here to understand what each sign of the zodiac is, go through it, live it, go through it. That's my point of view. And if they give me more, I will give you more. I am not my Scorpio stamp. I am a spirit, I am a soul, having an experience that came in through the Scorpio revelation because it was closer to the planet. So I am stamped a Scorpio, but it's not me. It's just the physical body that incarnated under that vibrational seal. But I can break out of it by the way I think and the way I feel. That's when many people say, oh, you're Scorpio, and they're scared and they're worried. I said, actually, that's a load of rubbish, because you're here to break the seal, to go through it, go through every birth sign and not be affected by the astrological pull of the planets. You're here to go through it, learn, be stronger. All of us. Okay, fine. We're not just our body or our thoughts. We are not, you're right. We're not. We are... Everything's intermattered. Everything is connected. And it's like all the nerves in the body are connected to a thought pattern. So if we don't have a thought, we don't think, I'm thinking I'm going to move this hand now. So it's electrical magnetic thought, which manifests in my brain, which then puts the motors into work in my hands and my arms and fingers. So everything is connected. There is so much power in us as a human being, it would dwarf the atom bomb if we only utilise that power for the benefit of our self-healing. You know, we can heal ourselves by our thoughts and our feelings. You know, heal or be healed. And we've got to truly understand that. And if not, well, we're just going to have another life, pop our clogs again, and come back farther up the evolution, I can't say that, evolution level, still can't say it, but a bit more wiser. And some of us are going to come back into the planet, hitting the floor running, because we worked on it before we popped our clogs. We tried to understand what life's all about and why we're here. We're here to love. We're here to love ourselves. We're here to understand. We're here to have relationships. We're here to share and grow. But we're here to understand ourselves first and foremost, and to be beholden to nobody except source energy, because that's where we're from. We must not be sacrificed. We must not be cannon fodder. We've got to truly understand who we are, here it comes, where we're from, where we're going, and how we do it, and what is the best possible way, fastest way, more powerful way to do it now, in this world, against those who wish to entrap us, who wish to take our civil liberties off us, put us back on the dungeon wall. But no, I do not consent. What do you do? What do you say? Let me hear it. Do you consent? No, I don't consent. So I'm putting words in your mouth. I do not consent. I consent to my own spiritual growth, my own understanding, no matter how long it takes or how short it takes. That's what I consent to. Dennis, over and out. No. Right, so basically, no one's asked any questions. Well, I can't believe it. Okay, let's have a look there. Great, I'm in New Zealand. Really love your talks, thanks. Beverly Dawn, thank you very much. I'm just trying to see where you're from. Forgive me for reaching it, because the computer's there. I'm a long way. I've got two screens here. I've got YouTube on one. I've got Restream on another one. I don't know about Facebook. Is Facebook live? It must be because it's there. I should have put Facebook up. Trump is a warrior. Yes, you're right. You watched the video. I have a house full. Lorraine Parks, what do you mean you've got a house full? What do you mean by that? Tell me what you mean by that. So, yes we can. I do not consent. I claim my sovereignty. Good for you. I do not consent. I do not consent. I tell you what, folks, I'm glad you're listening, because I was concerned about this broadcast all night, thinking, what is going to happen, because it's changing. Have you noticed it's changing? It's becoming more like, okay, stuff being political correct, say it as it's meant to be, and that's the way it's going to move forward, isn't it? And when the council come in, and I'm sure they've been in, I'm sure they're here, but maybe tonight they're not going to come in. I don't know. I really don't know. So what's your thoughts? And give me your thoughts. Let me see some questions, and I'll try to answer them. So, I do not consent. Crystals, lol. I like it. Oh, a house full of crystals. All right. Lorraine Parks, then get your crystals washed and cleaned and re-energized, and then get them working for the betterment of yourself, your energy field, and then get out there and go up your cycle. Reach out. Do not go down the cycle. Go up the cycle. Re-energize yourself. Can't say that. My brain's going too fast. The mouth's not catching up. Wow. That's not a problem for me. Well, it is actually, but never mind. So I'm so thirsty. So. I'm sorry if you heard that gulp. I was going to mute it, but I forgot. Because a friend of mine says, I hate it when you swallow and I can hear it. Well, apologies, Samantha, but get over it. That's me talking to a friend. Hey, what am I like? So, where are we now? I'm just asking for inspiration here. Oh, I love that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. Let me just move that out of the way. I feel that's a pain in the bum there, or pain in my head. They just said, upstairs have just said, we're here, we've listened to what you've said, and we totally agree. Sometimes it's just being allowed to say things. We're having no filters. Just being allowed to see what comes in as a picture, and then look at the picture. In a flash of a moment, you see what we are trying to say, to convey to you, and then with your earthly words you paint a picture to give to your brothers and sisters, which paints a picture for them. You are truly a picture artist, they say, and a conveyor of words. The less words you use, the more powerful a statement is. When people use a dozen words to express something, and somebody uses 6 words to express it better, then they're getting the point over faster and more powerful. And this is where we find ourselves now, at the crossroads. Do you wish us to be more direct with you, or do you wish us to sugarcoat it? Do you wish us to tell you the children's tale, or do you wish us to tell you the real tale? Show you the proper book? The choice is yours. We know what we would like you to say. Give me a second, folks. Okay. I'm seeing that people are saying more direct, and okay, I have no idea, to be honest with you, my friends, what is going to happen now. But I'm opening myself up now to go up the spiral, to bring my energy up, and allowing them to bring their energy down to meet us halfway. And they're just talking about a shield and a sword. Okay. Okay. If this is too loud, let me know. Let me know. Okay. We're here. We have watched and waited this evening so we could interact our energy with our beloved partner. He waits for our words to come forth and forward. However, we do not use words. We paint him a picture, and inside a split second he looks at that picture, because that picture is energy. He understands it. He creates it within his words to bring to you. And today we wish to talk about freedom and the possibility of surrender. And we will say the possibility of surrendering to the way you are now, beloveds, is poppycock. There is no surrender in the world of self-realization, in the self of directness, in the self of self-governing. There is no surrender to your lower self. There's no surrender to the ego. You all talk about the ego, how it directs and how it model coddles you, how it gets you up in the morning and makes you look nice, how it gets you to drive the best cars, how it gets you to downtrod your fellow human brothers and sisters. So we won't talk about the ego at this moment. We will talk about your soul and how you incarnated on Mother Earth at this time, at this moment, for this precise understanding of what is happening. That's what we're going to talk about tonight, to give you the truth and the proof as we know it up here. For remember, there always are people, entities, energies higher than ourselves. We are a conveyor belt, and there's a conveyor belt above us as well. So they bring us information. We bring it to our partner. He brings it to you in a way that hopefully you can understand. If you can understand it, if you can't understand it, then record. Go back and look at the videos and think about what is being said. Open your mind to different scenarios, different personalities coming in to affect, to teach, to love, to motivate. You ask for the proof and the truth. The proof and the truth is you've sat on your backsides for too long and allowed what you may call the other people who wish to trap you. You've let them have a free agenda on you. But now it's time for you to take that agenda they had against you and rip it up and then put your own agenda out there. The agenda of realizing the true power, the true state you have on this earth, on this planet. You're here to help Mother Earth, to wrestle with the negativity upon Mother Earth by those who have kept Mother Earth in incarceration as yourselves, as watchers over Mother Earth. You get that? Mother Earth has been in capture with yourself, and for you to look after Mother Earth while she's in capture. So you've been captured yourself, beloveds. However, help is at hand. This, what you may call this health situation which is running around your earth at the moment, has given you a great chance to steady, to reassess, to reevaluate who you are. And once you've reevaluated who you are and what you're ready and able to accept as a human being having an experience at the moment on Mother Earth, once you're ready to accept that and to change it, then you will. We cannot do anything for you. We cannot intervene on your behalf. We cannot do that. Neither can God. God doesn't play in the meddlings of mankind. It's your job and our job to help each other to understand the potential. That divine being that we talk about now is far above the expectation, the intellect that many people on this earth truly understand. Earth is in the body, in the solar system of God. We, in a way, have to take our instructions from a higher source. And that higher source is more intelligent, more in tune, more benevolent and more beloving. So we're learning all the time, beloveds, all of us. And we pass this knowledge on to yourselves. Whatever you do with it, how you share it, is entirely up to you. We hope you share it well, and we hope you do it justice. But digest it yourself, first and foremost. For powerful days are coming where you'll be able to sit on the wall with a smile on your face and be happy, with the sun beaming down on you, or you'll be back on the dungeon wall, chained and being whipped by those who want to keep you in slavery. So we use this time to march and move forward as a sin army of love, of understanding, compassion, friendship and togetherness. You are all in it together. I offer you my shield. I offer you alongside that this sword. And this sword, I will say to you, cut the cancer out of mankind. Cut the cancer out of greed, manipulation, of people trafficking. You know what we're talking about, beloveds. Cut it out. And use the shield to protect yourself, knowing that you will be protected because you are a worker, a divine sovereign being, not allowing yourself to be trapped once again. We have said our piece this evening. We feel that anything we say now would not be powerful enough. So once again, we thank you for this time, for allowing us your ears, your hearts and your wisdom. Please reach out to our partner, because when you reach out to our partner, you reach out to us. We will answer, we will talk, we will communicate once again in this manner next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. So please, come along, unless you do not wish to know the truth. For we are the Council of 12. However, we connect to those who are far grander in wisdom than we can talk about at this moment. For they are called the collective of one. They have just said the job is done, the words have been spoken, the energy has been released. It is up to you, my friends. And they just said, Dennis, didn't you know? You just noticed, or have you noticed, you kept your eyes open through that channeling. You were watching, you were seeing, you weren't closed, your eyes. For sometimes people have said when your eyes are closed, there's a barrier between them and them, you and us, because your eyes are closed. Now your eyes are open, so you can see what comes in from any angle now. So my friends on Facebook, my friends on YouTube, which there's only one, and that must be me. So this is it. I don't know what's going to happen. Never know what's going to happen. I'm always open to new people coming along. So if you feel like sharing this, please share it. I would appreciate that, and so will my people. And if you're looking for a consultation, guidance in any spiritual matters, readings, consultations, life coaching, channelings, let me know. thecounsel12.com is the website, or contact me on Facebook. At the moment, folks, I feel absolutely on fire. I feel charged. I feel re-energized. If it was daylight, I'd get my bike out and go for a ride. It's great when I ride the bike. I'm back on the mountain bike and I'm back on the road bike. I do about 50 kilometres every day. Alternative mountain bike down the canal, over the hills. Next day, the road bike on the country lanes and down the dual carriageways. Keeping the body fit. So the body's fit. So the immune system is topped up. That's a funny thing. Tell you this and then I'll go. I went to see a friend today to do some work for him, to collect something because he's in lockdown for 3 months because he's over 70 and he's got a bit of a bad chest. And as I was going there, parked the car, I saw his next door neighbour. It's a gentleman who's got Alzheimer's. And this gentleman should not have been on the road, on the main road. So I anchored my brakes on, jumped out the car and did a snake dance through the cars so I could get to this gentleman to make sure he was safe. And I put my arm around him and inquired gently, "Are you okay?" And, from somebody who doesn't know where he is, I gently turned him round and walked back down the hill to his house with my arm around him and holding his hands to steady. And we got him back to his home okay and settled him down. And then I left and did my stuff and had a phone call from my friend who I did the job for. The gentleman's wife was concerned about my health of the coronavirus. So I said, why? Can I ask why she's concerned? He said, well, the gentleman gets 2 carers every day who look after him, but they come up fully protected with all the protective gowns on, and they look after him, fully protected. So this lady was a bit concerned that she said, you got hold of my husband and you helped him and you took him and you looked after him, you were touching. I said, well, when somebody is like that, you do not think, well, I didn't think. I'm dying to tell them that coronavirus will affect those who are about to leave the planet karma-wise and maybe otherwise, but I couldn't go into it because they're not of that, they don't want to hear it because they can't understand it. Like upstairs tell me sometimes thinking, well, I can't understand that. Oh, give me 10 minutes to digest it. And they're the same. And it was like, you do something because it's the spur of the moment. So if you find yourself doing something that you think after, you shouldn't have done that. I did not think after I shouldn't have done that. I would do it again and again to help those. This is what we're all about, folks. This is what we do in the face of adversity. We get out there and we do what we know is right. For if we shelter in our homes, if we don't help our aged population, that will be us one day. That will be us. By the grace of God, that could have been me or you walking down that road. But it wasn't. So we're lucky. Because we've got a mind that is inquiring. We've got a solar system, and we've got not a solar system, the solar system within our body. We've got an immune system which is working for us, which is affected by the way we think, the way we feel, the way we act. So we have to act the right way for ourselves, so we are there for other people. Okay. On that note, my friends, I will bid you good night, God bless, no matter what country you are, what time you are. Hope you come next week. Please listen to the channel again, pass it on, I'll listen to it again. If you like the show, let me know. If you don't like the show, keep your mouth shut. That's my sense of humour. No, if you like the show, let me know. Any questions, let me know for next week. Any readings, consultations, life coaching, whatever, you know where I am. Okay, I'll say good night, God bless, and see you next week. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Love you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you. And play this out.
Are you looking for spiritual guidance in all areas of your life? Are you looking for direction and purpose on your spiritual path, along with insight into how the world is now? Are you seeking divine guidance as you merge more into your higher self? Are you expressing yourself to others from the mind rather than the heart? And are you seeking a higher knowledge that resonates with your everlasting soul? Well, if you can answer yes to any of those questions, and Denis Barnes and the Council of 12 are here to assist you as you walk amongst the jungle of mankind. For more information, visit www.denisbarnes.com. That's DenisBarnes.com.